It's hard to envision a more impactful innovation from the last 100 years than the internet. With its roots dating back to the 1960s, the modern World Wide Web took hold in 1995 as our society began a symbiotic relationship with the internet that would result in constant interaction and evolution. While many foresaw the inevitable convergence of television with the internet, one media conglomerate took the first step, developing a programming block that would take advantage of this burgeoning technology and use it as a tool to engage young minds in the midst of this colossal shift. As the cable television industry boomed in the late 70s and early 80s, the Walt Disney Company was carefully watching, plotting out the right opportunity to launch their own network. In 1983, they did just that, investing $30 million into a premium channel that offered subscribers a family-based alternative to the likes of HBO, Cinemax, and Showtime. Upon its debut, the Disney Channel was heavily aligned with the corporation's motion picture branch, airing its classic cartoons as well as original documentary-style programs like Epcot Magazine and Disney Family Album. The network also became home to the many series that Disney's TV production wing, Buena Vista Television, had produced for other networks, as DuckTales and Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers rounded out the schedule. By 1995, the channel had extended its reach to over 15 million households, and the company had achieved the synergy it desired, as viewers knew exactly the kinds of content to expect. Its schedule consisted mostly of shows related to existing Disney franchises, with the rest of the programming tailored to appeal to the entire family unit, including parents. However, the company's ultimate goal was to transition their network from premium to basic cable packages. Competition for young viewers was stiff from Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, and Disney knew that if it wanted to win over this demographic, it was necessary to establish a unique identity beyond Walt Disney and the universe he created. In 1997, the Disney Channel began the process of a complete overhaul, notably dropping the from its title, and by the following year, its schedule had been divided into 3 main programming blocks. Playhouse Disney presented preschool-oriented programming in the mornings and early afternoons, while Vault Disney occupied the late-night early morning time slot, primarily airing classic Disney shorts, features, and TV shows. As Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network had become choice viewing for tweens and young teenagers with their respective Snick and Toonami blocks, Disney Channel countered this with Zoog Disney, a programming block which initially began airing Saturday and Sunday evenings from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Disney commissioned Bay Area company Colossal Pictures to create the visuals for Zoog, asking their team to design a cast of androids to host the block. Artist Dave Fremont designed the Zoogs, who were hand-drawn, computer-animated characters intended to serve as digital ambassadors to the young viewers, with each one representing a different aspect of the online experience. The idea was that the Zoogs lived in the quote-unquote Zether, the fictional electric universe that exists between television and the internet, and Fremont says he tried to incorporate recognizable technological elements into the character designs, such as video game paddles and various computer accessories. The block made the internet an integral part of its branding, as viewers were frequently encouraged to visit ZoogDisney.com to vote in polls, play games related to the programming, and submit feedback about the shows being aired. Through the Zoog banner, Disney Channel branched out its programming, introducing a slate of original shows that had nothing to do with its existing intellectual property. Flash Forward represented the typical adolescent experience in humorous ways. The famous Jet Jackson and In a Heartbeat portrayed teenagers in typically adult situations.
On my TV show, I play the ultimate action hero, Silverstone.
The Jersey and So Weird embraced the supernatural and incorporated fantasy elements into their plots.
I put a jersey and poof, jumped into the pro game.
And Bug Juice offered viewers a reality-based look into the long-held youth tradition of summer camp. The aforementioned series constituted a genre-diverse landscape for the network, and were essentially indistinguishable from the kinds of series Nickelodeon was offering.
Disney, the first network for kids and families.
In addition to their scripted shows, Zoog embraced popular music, playing teen-oriented videos between breaks and occasionally airing concert specials as a way of promoting Radio Disney, the company's terrestrial radio division which had launched in 1996. Zoog also ushered in an unprecedented number of original made-for-TV movies, as in 1999, audiences were treated to an unprecedented 8 films. While Nickelodeon had the distinction of being the first kids network, a place where young viewers could go to escape the sometimes banal reality of the world, Zoog Disney took this approach a step further, integrating in viewer-generated content as a way of removing the veil between audience and program. Whether it be getting a high score on an online game, designing emoticons, or discussing Zoog programs in the message board with other users, viewer participation was just as crucial as the shows themselves. Another innovation procured by Zoog would outlast the existence of the block itself, and change the course of children's television entirely, for better or for worse. The year 2000 ushered in several changes for Zoog. One of these changes was the unfortunate revamping of Dave's original Zoog character designs, who became rather generic three-dimensional CGI figures. The other change involved So Weird, the series that many considered to be Disney's answer to the X-Files. So Weird revolved around lead character Fiona Phillips, who traveled the globe in a tour bus with her rock star mom, all the while maintaining a website about the paranormal phenomena she encountered. Mackenzie Phillips, former sitcom actress and daughter of music legend John Phillips of the Mamas and Papas, played singer-songwriter Molly Phillips. Original songs performed by Phillips were frequently featured on screen. As the third season began production in the year 2000, star Cara DeLizia left the series to pursue other opportunities and was replaced by Alex Johnson, who was brought in to portray friend of the family Annie Thalen. Disney had specifically sought out a singer for the role, and Johnson's vocals were featured on numerous songs throughout the last season of the series, many of which were even played during commercial breaks as music videos. Disney didn't see Johnson as simply the lead in another one of their TV series, but as a potential hot commodity, as she even co-wrote a song for the series. Johnson also lent her voice to the theme song of Disney Channel original movie The Other Me, but after So Weird ceased production in 2001, the actress-singer parted ways with the Disney company, going on to star in the Canadian hit teen series Instant Star. By the time of So Weird's cancellation, Disney Channel suspended its airing of popular music videos and concerts. While the channel had no intention of abandoning music-related content, Disney was becoming more savvy in its marketing, deciding to only promote musical acts signed to its sister music labels, or songs that were associated with Disney Channel programming. This particular strategy culminated with the debut of Zoog's next series, Lizzie McGuire, with Disney Channel casting Hilary Duff in the lead role, as well as signing her to Buena Vista Records. After recording a song for the show's soundtrack entitled I Can't Wait, Duff's debut track was released as a single in 2002, midway through the show's second season. Limited to airplay on Radio Disney, the single was a smash hit, becoming the radio network's #1 song and sparking speculation that Disney had violated FCC broadcasting rules in its push to promote the song. The head of programming for Radio Disney vehemently denied this rumor, claiming that the song's success was driven solely by listener requests. In any event, the company had discovered an effective new marketing strategy. By casting singers in the lead roles of their series, Disney could engage in non-stop cross-promotion, as the TV series would serve as promotion for the albums, and any promotion related to the music would inevitably serve as a boost for the TV network. As the early 2000s progressed, Lizzie McGuire, along with Even Stevens, became the tentpoles of the Zoog block, as well as the entire network. As the stars of these aforementioned series were cast in TV movies, animated series, and even given record deals, it seemed that the network as a whole had accomplished what it had set out to do in 1997, becoming a competitive entity in children's television and establishing an identity beyond Mickey Mouse. In just 7 years, Disney Channel had picked up 65 million subscribers, and at its peak, Zoog filled up most of the network's time slot not held by the other 2 flagship blocks. But the company had no plans of resting on its laurels. In September of 2002, Disney Channel underwent yet another rebranding, scrubbing Zoog Disney from its schedule and scrapping Vault Disney, opting instead to rerun its regular programming in the overnight time slot. The idea of audience participation through the internet had become commonplace in television, as other kids' networks had developed online presences, and even broadcast television stations were using the internet as a way to stay relevant and engage their audiences. A programming block focusing on this concept wasn't a novelty anymore, and it's likely that this is the reason for Zoog's disillusion. Countless programs using the Lizzie McGuire formula followed, including That's So Raven, Hannah Montana, and High School Musical, as the network in general became an outlet to promote brands and the careers of its stars. This strategy was evidently successful as ratings soared, and in 2012, Disney Channel officially topped the Nielsen ratings chart for the first time, ending Nickelodeon's 17-year run as the most-watched network among children 2 to 11. Some may view Zoog as the beginning of the end for Disney Channel, simply a catalyst for the network to abandon its preliminary purpose and distance itself from the legacy of Walt Disney. However, Zoog Disney's overall impact should not be understated. While many in the television industry had feared the internet and its unpredictable nature, seeing it as potential competition, Zoog embraced the technology, successfully developing an entire network around it. While some worried that the internet would isolate us as individuals, Zoog employed the platform to encourage participation and community, creating a system that used common interests to bring kids together. In a world that feels increasingly divisive, the spirit that Zoog Disney fostered may be worth revisiting. If you'd like to check out more of Dave Fremont's work, he's currently very active on Instagram and even has a graphic novel scheduled for release in June of 2020. I'm Channel Surfer, and until next time, thanks for watching.